welcome to the 2010 Coach Phil Lazenby Show. I'm Randy Bergen. Coach, first off, congratulations on a wonderful win against XL, the final in that game, 57-20.
Thank you, Randy. The kids came out early and took care of business, and it was good to get all the kids in the game.
Let's talk real quick, kind of a historic game, if you will, and the fact that this is the first time that Bayside has won 7 games in a regular season, and also the fact that you had a quarterback that threw over 300 yards.
You know, it's always good to win, and it's always good to be a first or have a group of kids that provide the school with something that's never been done before. So the group of athletes we have worked hard. They want to please the coaches, want to do things right. So it was very good for that to happen, and then for Camp to throw for over 300 yards. It was really a great effort on his part. Matter of fact, he almost had 300 yards in the first half. He threw 6 touchdown passes in the first half, which is unbelievable. Great night for Camp and his receivers, and also the offensive line.
Well, and you make a good point right there. In order for him to be able to do all of that, a lot of things have to happen. You have to have a good offensive line to give him the time, and the receivers have to catch the ball. So, I mean, Jeffrey Steinball had a great game. Scooter Blake had a good game. You know, Taz Owens, another good game. And you got to give kudos out to Buck Buchanan. And that offensive line just did absolutely fantastic.
Right, they did a better job up front. And, of course, Camp once in a while has to use his legs to buy himself a little time. But he can run, and that helps also.
All right, Coach, let's talk real quick. Now, we go out of region for the last regular season game. We travel down to Gulf Shores to take on the Dolphins, a team that's struggled a little bit but certainly have the capability of being able to score. And their quarterback, as a matter of fact, last week threw over 300. I think he had 353 yards. We're talking about Silvers.
Right, Coach Freeman's done a great job with that group down there. They play in probably the toughest region in 5A. And they're a good football team. They've got a lot of good players, good receivers, good quarterback, good running back. Defense is always good, and they are coached extremely well. So this will be a big challenge for us.
Well, as most people know, we've already made it into the first round of the state playoffs. Of course, we'll be traveling to Abbeville next week. But let's talk, are there going to be any changes? Do you approach this game any differently, trying to keep everybody healthy? Because I think everyone is back. Joe Stassen, it was good to see him back in the game. Wasn't sure whether we would see him the rest of the year or not. But nonetheless, do you look at this in a little different light, or do you just say, hey, guys, we're strapping it on and going to go out there to win?
We're not going to approach this game any different than any other one. You know, we're going to line up and try to win the football game. You know, we're going to play the people that need to play. And, you know, talking about Joe, you know, Joe got in there for a couple of plays, and dadgum if he didn't go in there and hurt himself again. So we won't have Joe for the rest of the year. He's through for the rest of the year. I don't think it's anything serious, but it's something that would take 2 or 3 weeks, and I've just told him, I said, we're going to get this thing well. And because he's got, you know, 2 more years to play, so I just want to make sure that we get that shoulder well. And so we're not going to have Joe. But he'll be there with us, and that's the only kid I believe that we have, player that we have, that is not able to go.
All right, Coach, let's talk real quick about the expectations that you have for Friday night's game in Gulf Shores. Again, a pretty physical team. We will be outsized once again. What are your expectations for Friday night?
Well, it's you know, people wonder sometimes why we play a larger school like this. It's a county school. It's the only one we play. I think that we need to get involved, you know, in playing the county schools if we possibly can. I know there's a big difference between, you know, the Daphnes and the Fairhopes. You know, number-wise and size-wise, as far as, you know, for example, Gulf Shores will dress out 86 players. You know, we'll dress out 39. He has more seniors and juniors on his football team than I have in all 4 of my classes put together. but it's a game in which Coach Freeman is a good guy. He's he understands the difference between the two levels. I understand the difference between the two levels. And last year at halftime it was 7-0. It wasn't we ended up getting beat 17-0, but our kids played hard. And to be honest with you, I think it doesn't hurt us. I think it helps us playing better competition.
All right, Coach, in closing here, any final thoughts going into Friday night's game? Of course, we will be looking for the fans and parents and faculty and everyone to travel well down there, because that does play a very big, important part of the success for Bayside.
Right, we're looking forward to going down and play. It's a beautiful venue. It's a good school, and we're going to be playing top-notch competition. So it hopefully will be a good game, and our kids will play well.
Well, Coach, much success on Friday night.
Thank you, Randy.
Well, there you have it. Coach Phil Lazenby's thoughts on the game Friday night against the Dolphins of Gulf Shores. A reminder, be sure and bring your headsets so that you can listen to every exciting play of Friday night's ball game. If you can't make it to the game, be sure to check us out and listen to the entire game at www.BaysideAdmiralSports.com. Also, pregame begins at 6:35. You won't want to miss it. All right, for all of our sponsors, I'm Randy Bergen. You've been listening to the 2010 Coach Phil Lazenby Show right here on BaysideAdmiralSports.com. Go Admirals!